and Aja Whistle Wilson. My God, you see how many free throws that lady have? Oh my God, on the stat sheet she had basically 30 points, but all the free throws this woman got, man. They tried their best to keep the Aces in the game, man, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter, man. They destroyed the Aces. About freaking time the Fever finally beats the Aces, man. And without Caitlin Clark. You know,
I don't know about frustrations boiling over as more to just like making a point. Well, Caitlin said she got me though, so.
One more though.
She just got a bonus.
And by bonus, she was meaning the Commissioner's Cup bonus, which was what was it, $49 or $43,000 per player, because the prize pool was $500,000. And apparently, you know, Steph White just was pissed about the officiating. I don't know if it was Aja Wilson's whistle or what, but
the Las Vegas Aces came into this season as the WNBA's unstoppable force, a team built on star power, championship experience, and a reputation that intimidated nearly everyone they faced. They weren't just defending back-to-back titles. They were supposed to run the league again, dominate from start to finish, and remind everyone why they were labeled a dynasty in the making. With names like Aja Wilson, Chelsea Gray, and Kelsey Plum on the roster, this team was seen as untouchable, unbeatable, and untouchable.
I am in shock. I am in shock. The Indiana Fever just beat the Aces. The first win for the Indiana Fever against the Las Vegas Aces since I was 22 years old. Aces MVP to refs, Fever is MVP, and Alyssa Smith. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
The gold standard. But on this night, under the bright lights and in front of a national audience, the Aces didn't look dominant, they didn't look sharp, and they sure didn't look like champions. Instead, they looked completely helpless, frustrated, out of sync, and overwhelmed. They didn't just lose a game, they were flat out embarrassed. The final score told the whole story in bold, brutal numbers. Indiana Fever 81, Las Vegas Aces 54.
But this was a big win for the Fever because the Aces were the only team that they had not won at least one game to last season, meaning the Aces swept the Fever last season. They actually haven't won a game against the Aces in 16 games. And they did it without Caitlin Clark. This team is crazy. They are beating the #1 team in the league first. And then they go and beat the Aces, who they haven't won to in 16 games. And they did it without Caitlin Clark, which is just a testament to how this team is finally developing a rhythm.
That's not just a regular season loss. That's a 27-point blowout. That's a nationally televised meltdown. That's a clear and undeniable message. The Aces are no longer untouchable, and the league's power is shifting fast. And here's the part that makes this even more jaw-dropping. The Indiana Fever did all of that without their biggest star, Caitlin Clark. Let that sit with you for a second. The team everyone said was too young, too raw, and too inexperienced just crushed the league's most dominant franchise, and they did it without the player who headlines every broadcast, sells out every arena, and brings millions of eyes to every game. That wasn't just a win, that was a statement. Right from the opening tip, you could tell Indiana wasn't just playing to survive, they were playing to dominate. The Fever opened the game with a 6-0 run, and they never trailed after that. From the first possession, they looked faster, tougher, sharper, and more locked in than the Aces, who seemed a step behind on every rotation, every rebound, every loose ball. In the first quarter, the Fever outscored the Aces 21-14. They shot a blistering 52.9% from the field, while holding Vegas to a brutal 28.6%.
The line a decent amount of times. Aja Wilson, she got a favorable whistle in the second half, but it is what it is. Superstars get the whistle, unless your name is, you know. 29 points for Aja Wilson, 3 boards, 3 personal fouls, 3 turnovers, 9 for 18 from the field goal, from the field. 11 for 13 from the free throw line. Look at the rest of her team. 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 6 points, 0 points, 4 points, 2 points, 3 points. Dana Evans, 1 for 10, Dana Evans. Oh my goodness.
They dominated the paint with a 16-4 edge, showing right away that they weren't intimidated by Vegas's size or experience. But that was just the appetizer. In the second quarter, Indiana took it to another level, a level the Aces couldn't even come close to matching. The Fever outscored them 25-10, shooting a jaw-dropping 81.8% from the field. They were perfect inside the paint, going 6 for 6, while the Aces struggled to finish even the simplest looks, hitting just 3 of their 13 paint attempts. By halftime, the score was 46-24, and the game felt completely out of reach. Vegas looked stunned. Indiana looked confident. The defending champs were in serious trouble, and the up-and-coming Fever were putting on a clinic. Early in the third quarter, a moment happened that perfectly captured the energy and frustration of this game. Fever forward Lexi Hull did everything right. She boxed out, secured a strong rebound, and held her position with textbook form. But then Outta Wilson came flying in from behind, reached over her back, and made clear contact. Everyone watching knew what the call should have been. Every coach in America would have said it was over the back.
The third. Like I said, the referees were starting to get on the side of the Aces. They were trying to wheel the Aces back in. And Lexi stepped in and sort of killed it. Kelsey Mitchell never took her foot off the gas tonight, by the way. This is the best thing I've seen from Stephanie White all season long. Right here, she was aggravated by the refs already. And in the fourth quarter, 5:35 left, Stephanie White lost her shit on the sideline. She lost her shit. And let me just play this right here. Roll it.
Lost that lead late.
And she gonna, you see her just losing it up here. Losing it. And she got teed up right there. And Caitlin Clark loved it.
It was supposed to be a foul Fever ball. End of story. But somehow, some way, the referees called it a jump ball. Even the broadcasters were confused. Fans online were outraged. It was one of those obvious moments where the star player, in this case, Outta Wilson, gets the benefit of the doubt despite clearly committing a foul. But here's where this story gets even better. The Fever didn't panic. They didn't whine or fall apart. They didn't let the call shake them. Instead, they absorbed the bad whistle, locked back in, and continued to dominate the Aces, showing incredible mental toughness and maturity, especially for a young team playing without their franchise player. Let's talk about the numbers, because yes, on paper, Outta Wilson had a strong individual game. She scored 29 points on 9 of 18 shooting. She went to the free throw line 13 times and knocked down 11 of them. She did her job. But here's the truth that the box score can't hide. Her 29 points didn't make a difference. Not even close. Why? Because the rest of the Aces completely disappeared.
Really put it on. Right here, you can see 24 points in the first half for the Aces. I mean, seriously, for the Aces. Points in the paint, 38-20. I mean, it was a dominant win by the Indiana Fever.
Outside of Wilson, the rest of Las Vegas shot 7 of 43 from the field. That's just 16.3% shooting from the rest of the team. No other player on the team scored more than 6 points. There was no backup, no help, no energy, just Wilson trying to carry a deadweight roster against a young, hungry, fearless team. Outta Wilson wasn't the problem, but she couldn't be the solution either, not when she was basically playing 1-on-5. This was supposed to be the night Chelsea Gray reminded everyone why she's one of the best point guards in the WNBA. This was her moment to step up, lead, and deliver. Instead, she finished with just 2 points, 2 assists, and 5 turnovers. That's not championship leadership. That's not elite level performance. That's not the player people keep comparing to Caitlin Clark.
This defense is playing phenomenal. Oh my God, it's night and day. I think that Commissioner's Cup gave them swag. Now they're swagging it out. I've never seen Natasha Howard so aggressive in my life. This girl is beasting now all suddenly. She is beast moding right now. And Timpson, the rookie, getting block shots, getting steals. Aaliyah Boston is just murking, destroying A'ja Wilson. Man, you know, I got a nickname for A'ja Wilson, guys. You know what it is? Whistle Wilson. Because this lady's always getting whistles. She's the person with the special whistle, guys. Every freaking time. And then she goes to the free throw line. Freaking free throw merchant. I think she's related to SGA. But anyway, she's not playing that great.
I'm about to say some words I never thought I'd say. Free A'ja Wilson. Free her now.
not tomorrow, not next week, right now. I never thought I'd say this. If I'm Asia, I'm in that locker room, I'm stripping everybody of their A1s. I'm sure I didn't give y'all these free shoes, y'all gonna come out here and y'all can't even give me more than 5 points. None of y'all, where y'all at? Y'all can't help me out. I'm reigning MVP. I'm bringing y'all these champions. I took a pay cut for some of y'all to be here, and you can't give me no points. Really, I'm over here, I have 25 points in the third quarter, and you can't give me nothing.
And speaking of Clark, while she was on the bench in street clothes, you could still see her presence everywhere. She was clapping, yelling, hyping up teammates, and staying fully locked in. The cameras caught her jumping to her feet after every Big Fever play. That's leadership that goes beyond the stat sheet. Caitlin Clark didn't play a single minute, and she still had more impact than Chelsea Gray. This win wasn't about one player carrying the load. It wasn't about one hot hand. It was team basketball at its finest. Smart, balanced, selfless, and complete.
The Aces tried to put a little run together to start the third quarter, and Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull shut that shit down. They shut it down by hitting some big shots. All right? That steal led to the only 2 points that Sophie Cunningham had. But it was big. So right here, let's start Aaliyah Boston right here. That's Sydney Colson to Boston. She going to drive into the lane. And I've got to tell you, she gave Asia Wilson all she could handle.
God, with more turnovers than points and assists combined. More turnovers than points and assists combined. We got point guard, aka point fraud. And remember, this is probably who the WNBA player said was also better than Caitlin Clark. They said I'm pretty confident they said she was better than Caitlin Clark.
Kelsey Mitchell was electric with 25 points and 6 assists. Aaliyah Boston was a beast in the paint with 20 points and 7 rebounds. Natasha Howard quietly stuffed the stat sheet with 11 points and 10 boards. The ball moved, the shots fell, the defense rotated, the energy was contagious. Everyone stepped up, everyone contributed. This was what championship basketball looks like. Not just star power, but trust, chemistry, and execution. The Fever didn't just score, they locked down on defense and made life absolutely miserable for the Aces. They held Las Vegas to just 26% shooting for the entire game.
Guys, when did Indiana Fever turn into the best defensive team in the NBA? When? I mean, after that celebration from the Commissioner's Cup, we all thought they were going to come out here a little bit hungover. I mean, their defensive prowess has gone up 100%. In the first half, we have Aces down 22 points. We have only beaten Las Vegas Aces one time in 9 years. For those who do not know that statistic, we've only beaten them once in 9 years. Their defense is impenetrable. We have 28 points in the paint for the second quarter. We are shooting 90% from the field in the second quarter. This is insane.
CC gang, Fever gang. Down goes the punk-ass Las Vegas Aces, everybody. Kelsey Mitchell, the road runner, out there dropping daggers with a 25-piece. Boston Market with the rotisserie chicken, baked beans, corn on the cob, mashed potatoes, every drink available. The tiny assassin, Harry McDonald, out there slicing through the defense, getting buckets. Asia crybaby ass Wilson, hold this L. You ain't nothing but a free throw merchant, goofy Indiana Fever. That's how y'all ball. I don't know what's going on right now, but y'all got the momentum. We can't wait till Caitlin Clark is back on the floor.
The Indiana Fever sent a clear message with this performance.
They forced 17 turnovers, many of them leading to fast break points. They controlled the paint early with a 28-10 advantage in the first half alone. They contested every shot, clogged every lane, and never let the Aces find a rhythm. It was complete, suffocating, relentless team defense. And Las Vegas had no idea how to respond. This loss didn't happen by accident. It wasn't just an off night.
Team win, folks. Team win. And you notice the team win, like I said, 24 assists on 31 shots. 24 assists On 31 shots, the Indiana Fever hold the Las Vegas Aces to 26% from the field. 26%. This was a Fever defense smothering. The Aces weren't just missing shots. The Fever defense was all over the place. Defensively, we were all over the place. Neither team could hit a three, except for Kelsey Mitchell. Money Mitch can hit the three.
It exposed a real problem. Las Vegas is too dependent on Aja Wilson to save them. Their role players have fallen off. Their chemistry looks shaky. Their identity, the toughness, swagger, and poise that once made them great, is starting to fade. This team was built to dominate, but right now, they look beatable. They look confused. They look like a dynasty that might already be falling apart. The most powerful part of this game. The Fever didn't just win without Caitlin Clark. They dominated without her. That proves everything people have been saying. This team isn't just the Caitlin Clark show. This team is building something real, something dangerous, something sustainable. They've got talent, they've got chemistry, they've got belief, and now they've got confidence. They're not scared of legacies. They're not scared of stars. They're not scared of the moment. They're here to compete, and they're here to win. The Las Vegas Aces were once the measuring stick, the team every other franchise aimed to beat. But after this game, after this blowout, after this total dismantling, the balance of power has shifted. The Indiana Fever are no longer